Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. In this session, we are going to discuss about 30th August 2022. This is a newspaper where you have lot of issues that we need to discuss in detail. So let us quickly get into these issues and see what are all those aspects. So to begin with, the first issue is about Tharoor contesting not required. Amid floods, Pakistan open to restarting trade with India. See guys, India removed Article 370 and Article 35A in Jammu and Kashmir. After this, Pakistan said that they are not going to have any formal trade with India. But today in Pakistan, tomatoes, potatoes, onions prices have reached till 400 500 rupees. And traditionally they get these things from India, and now as the prices are very high, if those prices have to be reduced, then they need India's support. At this time itself, there is a natural calamity in Pakistan where, due to very heavy rainfall, there is what we basically call as floods. Because of this floods, we are actually seeing that Pakistan is asking India for help. So there may be change in the way the trade was going on till today. Pakistan may approach India and Pakistan may ask India to support them. So this is the issue that is important. But at the same time, in the same paper, we have another issue which we call it as Mysuru Highway Ramanagaram flooded. See guys, floods are common during what we call as monsoon season in some parts of the country. But what is more important today for us is recent revelations has shown that whether it is Uttarakhand, whether it is this Mysore highway, or in Bundelkhand region, the highways that are present, due to flooding or due to some other human activities, the constructions are affected and they are leading to disasters. Let me elaborate a little bit. Now, there is a concept called as flooding due to very heavy rainfall, flooding due to human induced activities. The meaning of human induced activities is, today we observe that in most of the places, in most of the places, we normally observe that, due to human activities, floods are increasing. For example, you just have a walk in cities today. You see in Hyderabad, you see in Delhi, you see in Bangalore. Normally, footpaths do not have any percolation region. Sewage is not proper. Gutters are not proper. If there is rainfall, the water is entering onto the land, and that is leading to floods. So, if we are talking about construction of highways, and in these highway regions, unfortunately, if we are not having proper roads, if we are not having proper sewage facilities, then it is going to floods. So this is what we should try to understand from these floods which are happening regularly. You can read them under urban floods. So in your geography, you write floods hyphen human induced floods. Floods hyphen human induced floods hyphen recently recently it is observed that flooding has increased. Flooding has increased in urban areas. In urban areas because there is lack of sewage facilities. Sewage facilities. Full stop. The same human induced flooding, the same human induced flooding is also observed is also observed in highways where proper proper disaster management is not done is not done. So guys, these are important. Crimes, don't worry, it's not so important. Let's quickly get into what we call as editorial pages. So guys, again you can see in this page, 5 members of family killed in Kerala landslide. Like as I'm telling you, landslides are increasing, especially in Himalayas and also in Western Ghats. Yes, Congress conundrum is not important. At the same time, it is not important for you to look at freebies issue. Today, freebies is important. I'll teach you in that particular aspect. Yes. Power play, the lifting of the suspension by FIFA is only a temporary end to problems of the AIFF. Yes, with respect to sports, there can be a question in this year mains where sports bodies are not functioning independently. And with the example of AIFF, you need to answer it. So, this we have already discussed multiple times in the previous papers. But for those who are attending, just remember there is All India Football Federation, which was not functioning properly. So Supreme Court told that this body must be removed and it must be replaced with Committee of Administrators. But according to FIFA, any body which looks after the sports must be elected body and it must not be appointed body. The Committee of Administrators was appointed body and AIFF was elected body. Replacing AIFF by COA by Supreme Court is not accepted by FIFA. So they had imposed a ban on India. And now when we look at AIFF, it is actually headed by a politician and he is not allowing any sort of elections in this from the last 12 years. Praful Patel is heading it and the corruption in our political system has actually led to these problems. And today we should also look at it as politicians interfering in the sports bodies and what are the problems associated with it. So that is important. Curing the patriarchal mindset of the legal system. So, guys, this article is written by Under Secretary Law to Government of Kerala. So, his articles are definitely important. But let me tell you what you need to write in this. So, guys, this is a legal article where lot of judgments are being given. So, please don't enter into the legalities of it. But what is more important here is recently, a person was given bail in Kerala for rape attempt. And now, while applying for the bail, the guy has told that Section 354A doesn't apply to me because what is Section 354A? You can see in this particular paragraph, assault or criminal force to woman with the intent to outrage her modesty. I want you to write this. Section 354A of IPC talks about assault or criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty. In Indian society, women's issues, you have to write this. Yesterday we were talking about gender gap report. Under that also you can write this. Now what is the issue? That guy who had attempted the rape, he had given pictures of a girl showing her dress and saying that her dress was actually sexually provocative. I did not do it with the intention of outraging her modesty. That means I didn't want it to take her modesty, but she provocated me to do so. So my case don't come under section 354A. Please give me the bail. And the court also gave the bail by saying that the dress was sexually provocative. This shows the mindset of the court. This shows the mindset of the legal system. Now, this is what the article is trying to tell. Now, in this article, he tries to argue that, women's right to life, right to live with dignity, personal liberty, you see here, is being compromised with this particular mindset. Second, need for sensitization. It is very, very important even for the legal practitioners, law students to study about gender and also understand feminism from that point of view. Then you have individual's choice. Here the author talks about J.S. Mill, where he says that dressing style doesn't give a license to outrage her modesty. See guys, dressing style of a woman does not give a license to outrage her modesty. As J.S. Mill argues, it is her choice to wear what she actually wants. That is what the argument actually is. Now you have challenges of subnational fiscal correction. Now guys, this article is actually written by Suresh Babu, who is an advisor to Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. So as he is an advisor to the government, it is important to look at what he is trying to tell us. Now this article, I'll first try to explain, and then we can see what exactly it is trying to tell. So I want you people to make a small note on this particular article. Now you see, guys, we all know that we have central government and we have state government. Now whichever government it is, whenever the government spends, right, what is going to happen? Money will come to market. That means money will enter into people. people will spend. So the money will go to companies because demand increases. Now, as demand increases, companies will produce more. When production increases, GDP of the country increases. See, as government spends so that money comes to the market and people will spend the money, demand increases, and as the demand increases, companies will start producing more. That means development increases. So remember, central and state government expenditure normally increases inflation because demand is increasing, and at the same time it increases GDP as well. This is what we try to study, guys. Now, state government and central government normally has three aspects. One is they are connected through GST. So you have a GST network where central and state government will meet and they will impose taxes. Second, you have to states can spend money. Third, states should implement central schemes. See guys, GST is one, states expenditure is another, central schemes is another. Now you see, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is the program of central government, and central government, now you see guys, central government gives money to the state and tell the state to implement Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So basically it is a central scheme implemented by the state government. So in this, central government is deciding how money must be used. Are you getting the point? So see guys, central government decides how state governments must use their money for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So this is called as mandatory expenditure. Mandatory expenditure. So mandatorily you need to spend the money on Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So now state governments are saying that central government is coming up with the schemes and central government is telling us how to spend the money. This is not fair. We don't want central government to tell us mandatory expenditure more. We want state expenditure, independent expenditure to increase. So guys, central government is giving money to state government, but it is asking them to implement their programs, whereas state government wants the schemes of theirs to be implemented rather than implementing central government schemes. Now what is happening? State government is actually spending mostly on freebies or on welfare. Now, as they are spending on freebies or welfare, income is reducing of the state, when the income reduces, what is going to happen? Debt increases. So state government debts have increased. And recently, it is said that state government debt increased because of COVID. State government debt has increased because of, like, Uday scheme. What is Uday scheme? Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. It is to help power companies to reduce their losses. Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. Because of all this, state debt has increased, so states must reduce freebies, is what the article is arguing. Fine, guys. So let us see the next issue. Guys, I want you to pause for 15 minutes. Read this once. Read this once. Whatever I have told you there, you will have it here. No need to make notes. If you read once, that's enough. Yes. The new facets of terrorism. See, guys, I want you to read this article mainly because it is written by former CBI director. Now, guys, this article is talking about an attack in US and also attack in Russia. Now, in US, recently, the author was attacked. Salman Rushdie was attacked. And guys, 1989, Iranian leader had told that Salman Rushdie must be killed. And from that time till today, people thought they have forgotten. But the recent attack shows that even after ages, people may still be attacked. And the second important issue is with respect to Russian leader's daughter being killed in a car bomb blast. Now, many people say it was done by Ukraine, but Ukraine is telling no. There is a website in Ukraine which has address details, family members' details of people who are close to Putin, media who is close to Putin, and they have written there who are the targets. In that, the recent lady who was killed was also there. Her name is Darya Dugina. She was also there. And as soon as she was killed, her name was removed from that by saying that she is eliminated. The meaning of this is it was a pre-planned thing. So this article tries to say that if democracies like US and, like, complete state control like Russia is unable to protect its own people, it may be difficult for India also to protect, is what it is trying to tell. No need to write it, just go through it, it's enough, guys. Says Gujarat government urges Supreme Court not required. Rafale deal not required. Minority status plea. Government seeks time. See, guys, this is an issue which is important for you from geography point of view. There are many states in which Hindus are in minority, Muslims are in minority. So in such states, we must give minority status to Hindus, minority status to Christians and others. For example, in Jammu Kashmir, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, normally we observe that Hindu population is less. So in those areas, we must consider Hindu population as minorities, is what court has asked, and the government is taking time. So wait for it. But I want you to write down in geography population in states like Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir, Lakshadweep, Lakshadweep, Mizoram, Mizoram. Hindu population is less. Hindu population is less. And Supreme Court has argued that they must be given minority status. Minority status. Okay. See guys, IAF to induct first LCH squadron in October. That means we are planning to have light combat helicopters joining Indian Air Force on Air Force Day, October 8th. Fine, for KPSC and other government exams, Air Force Day will be important. MI-35, MI-35, MI-25 and MI-35 is actually Russian helicopters, right? But they are built with the help of Russia, and these we are getting into defense guys. Just I want you to have this word LCH, light combat helicopters, Russian Mi-25 and Mi-35. That must be there in your science and tech. That's it. Apni party Azad's Rahul Gandhi Congress scares, power hits, new system soon, not required. That page itself is not required. This is a very important issue, guys. Chinese troops stop graziers in Ladakh. The incident in Demchok did not lead to face-off between the forces. Now, guys, what is this that is important? Please understand. In Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, there are some people who will move from Jammu Kashmir to Ladakh by taking sheep, goat along with them. They are called as nomadic herders. I repeat, nomadic, Nomadic, nomadic herders. Now, these nomadic herders enter into Chinese territory of Aksai Chin, that is Chinese occupied territory of Aksai Chin, and as and when they go there, they will check what is happening in that region, and they will come and inform Indian armed forces about what has happened. So, China is saying no to these people. China is stopping them from coming into the region. Why is China doing it? Because if our people go there, they may collect information on behalf of India and come and inform. Now, this is one of the reason why regularly India and China use it to fight. 3 to 4 times we have seen these graziers coming and informing India that China has entered into Indian territory. So at this point of time, we are talking about China preventing Indian troops. Guys, what is India's border problem with China? This you will read in international relations. I don't want to enter into that. Now, guys, yes, this is very, very important. UK reiterates position on Falkland. Guys, if you open world map and if you see Argentina, if you see Argentina map, you will actually observe at the bottom of Argentina, there is a small island called as Falkland Island. Can you see here, guys? This is Falkland Island. And UK controls this Falkland Island. Argentina says it belongs to them, whereas UK says no, it belongs to us. For UK, this is important because below Argentina, there is Cape Horn, and Cape Horn connects Atlantic Ocean with Pacific Ocean. So, it is very, very essential for UK to control Cape Horn. Are you getting the point? So, UK is not ready to give up, but Argentina has claimed that it belongs to them, guys. UGC not required, guys, but this is very, very important. Tribe categorization work delays benefits under SEED. See, guys, what is SEED? Scheme for economic empowerment of denotified, that means whoever is notified, nomadic, yes, nomadic means who move from one place to another place, semi nomadic, who means which do not move regularly or who do not move regularly, tribes. Scheme for economic empowerment of denotified, nomadic, semi nomadic tribes is called as SEED. In this, it is believed that there are 10 crore Indians from 1400 communities. I want you to write this. Indian society, Indian society, in Indian society, please make a note. Indian society, please make a note. Tribal communities, you're talking about seed program, and I want you to write the data. 10 crore Indians from 1400 communities. Fine. So read this article once, guys. Read this article once. This is very important for anthropology optional. Now, what is the plan? The plan is to identify these people by giving some unique identity card to them. Unique identity card for them, and they will be providing free coaching, health insurance, housing, and livelihood assistance. Livelihood assistance. But the problem is dividing these tribes into multiple categories is the issue. Fine. So guys, international relation issues are not so important. Pakistan floods you can see once, that's enough. No need to worry about others. Guys, business, RIL to spend not important, Sensex rupee not important. RBI MULS fraud registry to help check banking frauds. The meaning of this is, let me say there is one guy who has not paid loan in SBI. He will go and get again loan in HDFC, and he will not pay loan in HDFC. He will go to ICICI. Like this, people are moving from one to another. So the biggest issue is to put outside a registry where whoever is a defaulter, if we put their names and if the data is available to all the banks, that means SBI should share data with ICICI, HDFC. HDFC should share data with others, so that before giving loans, they will be aware whether this guy will repay or not. Fine. So these are all important, guys. After this, it is sports, not so important. So guys, in today's newspaper, these are the articles that were important. And guys, we are launching new courses. So especially for UPSC and KPSC, whoever is interested can contact us on the following numbers. And you can also join our official Telegram channel for further details, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.